Wow, what a beautiful day outside. You know, it's been a while since I've done a ranking video and I think it's finally time to do another one. Although, what should it be about? There are still so many things in Hollow Knight that I could rank, since I've only done bosses and benches. You know, the most logical ones to do first. You know what? I'm going to make a poll and let the community vote on what they want next. What could go wrong? So I regret everything? Before any of you go type a comment with, "This is what no Silksong does to a MFR." I didn't decide this. Well, I mean, the lack of Silksong did cause the people to vote on the grass ranking. Okay, if this is what you guys want, then I'll give it to you. So we're gonna take this 100% serious with only factual information about the Hollow Knight grass, and you better enjoy this. Are you ready? Hollow Knight is a fun game, but what makes it even more fun are the breakable background objects. They allow you to interact with the environment like no game has done before. Some of them even allow you to do 6 skips like this. That is because most of the background objects give you a little bit of knockback if you strike them with a nail, like it would do with an enemy, making them pretty useful sometimes. But then you have grass. Grass in Hollow Knight has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to make the environment look aesthetically pleasing to my gremlin little eyeballs. You can still cut the grass if you want, but you won't gain anything from it, except for maybe getting a penance for destroying local nature. So we're going to rank all the grass in this ranking purely based on how they look and improve the environment. Ugly grass goes at the bottom, beautiful grass goes at the top. Very simple, right? So let's see how much grass there is in total in the game. 3,233! Thanks for watching, everyone! No, but luckily almost all the grass is the exact same, which cuts the list down from 3,233 to just 10, and here's why. Although this piece of grass is longer than this piece, it's still the same species of grass. Don't believe me? Look at the texture sheet from the game. They categorized all this grass as black grass, meaning it is all the same species and will thus only take up one slot in this ranking.
But Miles, they are still different pieces of grass.
Yeah, sure. But for example, that would be the same as if I would rank all the different benches separately. Wait, for example, it would be as if I would feature all the variants of a specific type of boss, which wouldn't matter because playing the Attuned, the Ascendant, or Radiant version doesn't change the fact that Soul Warrior still sucks. So if one piece of grass looks a bit different than the others, it doesn't change my opinion of it. So yeah, this list will only contain all the different species of grass. However, before we start, I need to give you guys a little biology lesson for what counts as grass and what not. These are vines, not grass. Moss enemies are made of moss, not grass. These are fungi, not grass. They're not even plants. And this is the subscribe button. Although it is not grass, you can still press it to help me out here. Please help me, I am making a video about grass. Now with all of that out of the way, let's begin the long-awaited grass ranking. Starting with the worst grass. Now, I never thought I would see the day that I would actually say this, but this first grass entry is going to get complicated. So bear with me, because you don't want to miss the grass lore. Although this ranking will only contain the different species of grass that are named grass in the textures, there is this subspecies of grass discovered by fans around 2 years ago. This subspecies is not a different textured grass that was never discovered or anything, because we can literally look at all the textures if we want, even the unused ones. Because this subspecies looks exactly like the black grass, which you will see later in the list, but acts a little bit differently than your normal grass will do. I want to introduce you to the fan discovered and named grass, number 10. Quantum grass. Quantum grass was first discovered in the one and only meme speedrun called Hollow Knight Grass Percent, done by Scurry. In this speedrun you need to cut all the grass as fast as possible, and that could be a little hard to track with which ones you have cut and which ones you haven't, since grass respawns after you leave a room. So they made a mod keeping track of all the grass that has been cut for each room so that it would be a lot easier. As it turns out, there is some weird grass here at the end of the spike tunnel in the ancient basin that doesn't act like the normal grass. This here is quantum grass. They called it that because, well, let me give you a small physics lesson as well, I guess. In the quantum world, there's this thing called the uncertainty principle from Heisenberg's theory. To explain it briefly, it means that you either know the position of something or the momentum. So why is it called quantum grass, you ask? Well, after you return to the spike tunnel with the monarch wings, for some reason there's this new grass that has spawned that wasn't there previously. So basically we either know the position but not the momentum, or the exact opposite. And this is the only occasion where this happens. Every grass in the game stays in the exact same spot for the entirety of the game. Why does this happen? I don't f***ing know. Anyway, why is quantum grass the worst? First of all, only this cluster of grass is quantum grass, and thus doesn't leave a lot of extra impact on Hollow Nest's aesthetic. And second of all, nobody even knew this was even here! If I am ranking the grass based on how it improves the environment, then it has to be at the bottom. It literally almost adds nothing to the game, because half of the time, it's not even here. The grass itself looks totally fine. But this is the quantum grass we're talking about, and not the black grass we see everywhere that actually enhances the ancient basin. So my statement here stands. Quantum grass is quantum ass. Number 9. Simple grass. So here we got our first normal grass of the list, or should I say, simple grass. Simple grass is by far the most boring grass out of them all. Never have I looked at grass in a game and have been like, wow, that is some boring looking grass. Simple grass definitely does the job of looking like grass. It looks greenish, moves around a little bit. You can't really argue that it's not grass, but as its name suggests, it is simple. This grass is like the cousin that nobody likes, but you're forced to hang out with him anyway. Because simple grass is everywhere. It is in Green Path, in Queen's Gardens, in Fog Canyon, and probably more places that I haven't even found simple grass in yet. Simple grass could even be in your garden right now. Heck, maybe it's even watching you from under the bed
while you're sleeping.
And that is all what simple grass really is. It's filler grass. The rest of the grass on this list are all designed for a specific area to help enhance that area's aesthetic and complement it. Simple grass, on the other hand, is not designed for any specific purpose, because it's just your basic grass to fill up different areas that needed more grass. If you would show me Green Path or any other area with only its signature grass, without any simple grass, I would probably not notice anything. And that is why simple grass has to be at the bottom, because it lacks that uniqueness that the other grasses do have. Number 8. Black grass. The first species of grass to be area specific on this list is the black grass. This grass can only be found in the ancient basin, making it one of the rarer grasses in the game. Black grass is already a big step up from the simple grass, simply because it's designed for a specific area. This grass really shines at the Broken Vessel arena because it really shows the emphasis on the wind coming in and makes the fight just a teensy bit cooler than it already was. In my opinion, the grass was really needed in this area because it would have otherwise looked completely dead and empty. Which is kind of ironic because this area is supposed to look dead and empty. Luckily they thought of that and made sure the grass looked just as dead as its surroundings. However, that is also the main reason why this grass is not placed higher, sadly. Grass is supposed to be full of life and give an area a natural feel. And this grass, you know, does the opposite. It is of course better than simple grass because it is at least something unique, but definitely not the most aesthetically pleasing than the rest of the grass. Number 7. Blue grass. What the fuck is this blue stuff doing in the grass ranking? Well, don't blame me, because in my surprise I found out that these little blue blobs are actually named blue grass in its texture name. So if you don't agree with this being grass, don't complain about it to me, but to Team Cherry. Blue grass can be found at Joni's Blessing and in the Abyss in the Lifeblood Core location, which makes this grass one of the rarest types, because after getting Lifeblood Core you can't access that area anymore, making Joni's Blessing the last location to see this grass. I didn't even know that this was considered grass, and that is exactly why it is so low on the list. It doesn't look like grass. This is moss at most, but definitely not grass. It looks like a pile of dead lifeblood butterflies. And because of this blue grass, I am now scared that I am missing more obscure grass that I didn't bother to look at because it doesn't look like grass. Is this grass? Is this grass? What is grass anymore? Anyway, I didn't place it at the bottom because it has a really nice color, which makes it very aesthetically pleasing to look at. But I can definitely not place it any higher because of the lack of grassy looks. So bluegrass, consider yourself lucky. Number 6. Dirtmouth grass. Now this grass didn't really have a name in the textures, so I just named it Dirtmouth grass, because it is the only place you can find it in. This is arguably the most iconic grass in the game just because of when you first walk to the town. You get this eerie atmosphere with the wind howling in the background, and you only see this grass moving in the wind in this vast open place of nothingness. later to be surprised by a small cozy town and a sort of safe feeling in this mysterious world. This grass really helps with the build-up with a walk to Dirtmouth, and that is why I'm now calling this build-up grass. I really like how this grass looks from its color to its clustered formation moving in the wind, which you don't see often in this game. Sadly, this grass is only used around Dirtmouth and doesn't really reach its full potential. I thought they would definitely use this grass in the Howling Cliffs as well, but nope, nothing to be seen here. It is a Dirtmouth only grass. That is why I can't put it higher than number 6. Number 5. White grass. The first grass you'll ever encounter is white grass. It is even one of the first cuttable objects you can slash with your nail. It can be found in the King's Pass of course, and the Forgotten Crossroads. What makes white grass objectively better than the other grasses is that it has a lot of variety in its shapes and sizes. It can be straight, it can be curly, short or tall, you name it, while the rest of the grass mostly sticks to one basic design. What I love about the placement of the white grass in these areas is that it brings some color in these otherwise dark and mysterious places and makes it feel a little more vibrant.
Actually, white isn't really a color, it is actually the absence of all colors.
Shut up! But yeah, white grass is a really cool one and I think you can all agree with that. Number 4. Infected grass. Infected grass is exactly what you think it is. You can now yell at your screen to tell me what you think it is, like in Dora. If you said infected grass, you would be correct, because infected grass is essentially infected grass. Infected grass can be found in the Infected Crossroads and is basically just the orange version of white grass. Wait, the orange version of white grass? What the fuck? This is not an actual grass that is in the textures, because they just use the textures of white grass. However, I consider this a different entry since 1. It is clearly different in its appearance, and 2. When something is affected, it can become mutated, causing it to evolve over time, which could lead to the creation of a different species. More biology for you people, I guess. I respect the effort made by Team Cherry that they even changed the looks of the grass for the Infected Crossroads, and that is why it earns its spot above the white grass. Great job, guys. Number 3. Ash grass. Starting the top 3 with an absolute banger, aka ash grass. No, not ass grass, ash grass. This grass can be found in Kingdom's Edge and White Palace and it looks absolutely stunning. I already love the looks of Kingdom's Edge and White Palace because it's rare for areas in Hollow Knight to look so bright and vibrant, and they emphasize that with the help of this beautiful looking grass. The structure of this grass is something we've never seen in any other ones, with its sharp outer edges and firmly looking shape. It almost looks like those glowing roots in the background of Kingdom's Edge, and makes it feel like this grass is just all part of this giant root system. But no, this is an actual grass. One of the best parts where they used ash grass is in the second fight against Hornet. Just like in Broken Vessel's fight, it puts the emphasis on the strong wind that is blowing through Kingdom's Edge, and makes this also one of the coolest looking fights aesthetically. Ash grass does have one flaw though. Although ash grass has a variety of shapes and sizes, every variation only has one color, and that is pure white. Just like all the grass we've ranked so far, except for the bluegrass maybe, they all just have one basic color, which is totally fine for grass, but it is not enough to be in the top 2, because the next 2 are the absolute pinnacle of grass. Starting with number 2, green path grass. It can also be found in Queen's Gardens, by the way, I just named it this. I don't know what it is with green path, but green path always seems to find a way to be amazing at everything, from its enemies to its aesthetic to its freaking grass. Green path grass is the only species of grass that aren't just plain blades of grass, because this grass has small little extra leaves slash clovers to make it a really fun and bobbly shape that perfectly fits in green path with its mossy looks. It is just big and chunky, making it really satisfying to cut down, which is always a plus. And to a revolutionary surprise, it has more than one color! Oh my god! Being dark and light green. This is insane! I just love this grass, man. It has a lot of variations in design, great color scheme, and fits perfectly in the environment, and that's all a good grass needs. But as we can all see, this green path grass is mixed with the average looking simple grass, because this grass cannot handle spicing up the environment alone. Clearly it is missing something. As much as I love this grass, it is not the best grass, because there's one species of grass I've always admired every aspect of. Design, color, environment enhancement, this grass has it all. This grass was not even available anymore in my completed save file, so I went out of my way to record this grass on a new file. because it is that good. It is none other than the one and only number 1 dream grass. The grass that is not even real is the best. It is so good that it only exists in your dreams. It is so good that you will be locked out of seeing dream grass forever if you've done all the dream fights. It is so good that I actively went to sleep in real life just to see dream grass. Sadly, I dreamed about something else though. Dream grass just has an insanely clever design, because they basically represent these silky feathers at the bottom of dream catchers, while also being grass and making the dream areas look even prettier. And the fact that they are these white blades of grass instead of these normal ones already gives them the edge by giving a more noticeable difference to the area. The way they just slowly move around in these quiet areas, giving you a calm feeling, and then the colors on this grass, wow, just wow. Just a mix of these amazing beige and cream looking colors, giving this amazing result. Dream grass is by far the best grass in the game, and hopefully you people now also understand the true beauty of dream grass. It was hard to explain my thoughts about these grasses, because what is there really to say? Why did I even do a grass ranking while there were so many great other options left? Initially, I didn't even want to do this ranking, but there was one reason I decided to do this. As much as I love you people, I didn't do this ranking because it was the most voted one. I could have just not put grass ranking as an option in the poll if I wanted, or just ignored the results. Because who is going to do a grass ranking? But I still put it in the poll, knowing that it would win. Because there's one person that made me change my mind. Probably the biggest grass enthusiast out there, an even bigger grass fan than everyone combined. The day I posted my boss ranking, I got one particular comment that changed everything. This one person is Storm the Fish, and told me to rank grass next, with me jokingly responding to not challenge me, sort of implying that I wouldn't really do it, but I could if I wanted to. It doesn't end there though. The next community poll I posted celebrating 4K, Storm the Fish posted another comment saying, "No grass ranking? Sad face." To which I replied, "No grass ranking. Sad face." And that was just the beginning. On each community post, video or short I posted, Storm the Fish would remind me of the grass ranking in each and every one of them with a comment. Sometimes even trying to convince me that it was going to happen. I was not going to do a grass ranking no matter what. But Storm the Fish had so much passionate dedication for this ranking that I felt a bit guilty for refusing the idea on each and every comment and seeing the sad face. So eventually I wanted to give it a chance. I was going to think about it, because I respected the effort of posting a comment on each of my posts. So when I finally decided to start a new ranking video, I willingly put in grass ranking as an option, because I knew it would win. I wanted to make this one just for Storm the Fish, for his passionate love of grass, and showing me that it actually made a pretty good video in the end. And because of you, Storm the Fish, we now have an official grass ranking. By the way, the moral of the story is not to spam comments of a ranking you want. I just thought it was funny. And with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I still can't believe that I made a grass ranking, but hey, here we are. Since you people apparently seem to really love the idea of a grass ranking, I'm going to challenge you people to make this the most popular video on my channel. You heard me. Let's see that grass love and let this video surpass the bench and boss ranking in views. That would be so incredible if you guys could pull it off. So share, like, comment if you enjoyed this video. Every little bit always helps in the mysterious YouTube algorithm. And with that, I'm signing off. Goodbye and touch some grass.